tapping. Tap into your purpose. Tapping.
Okay.
Check it out. They act as if we see, no hear, no speak, no evil. They act as if we see, no hear, no speak, no evil. We tapping into purpose. Raw purpose. Raw purpose. We tapping into purpose. Raw purpose. Raw purpose.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Zay.
And it's your boy Rashad.
And this is the Raw on Purpose podcast.
The Raw on Purpose podcast, where we tap in with our raw, authentic selves into our authentic and divine purposes. And of course, we just bring me and Brother Zay here, bring the best topics, the best platform of body of discussions to really help tap in with us being our raw, authentic selves and tapping into our individual purposes so we can thrive and be our best selves.
That's right. So we have a good one today. We're just going to have some fun today. It's the end of the year, last week of the year.
Hey.
And so we're just taking this time to celebrate. And but before we do that, we want to thank you for listening. Please do us a favor, subscribe. You can find us on Instagram at @rawonpurpose_. You can find us on YouTube at Raw on Purpose Podcast, and you can find us on Facebook at Raw on Purpose. If you have any thoughts, concerns, or any ideas, you can email us, rawonpurpose@gmail.com, and we are streaming on every podcasting application. Whatever's out there, we're streaming on it. So, yeah, we thank you for joining us today. And like I said, we're just going to have fun. We're going to talk about what we were able to do in 2021 with this podcast, with this our first year of doing this together and doing it, period. And then what we're going into in 2022. We're still going to be around. You know, we've been blessed. We've done 2 seasons, right, of the Raw on Purpose podcast.
Yep.
So it's been very, very exciting. It's been a growth process.
Very much so.
Right. But you guys have really supported us.
We appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Everybody that's tapped in with us on this journey thus far.
That's right.
You know.
And we have nowhere to go but up. As you can see, even through each and every of the podcasts, you've seen us kind of upgrade just even the aesthetics of adding soundboards and adding a new table and candles and, you know, just different things, trying to make it fresh and keeping the aesthetics, you know, new. So I think that's one thing we can celebrate is even bringing this video platform.
Yep, because we didn't start this year right here, y'all. We didn't start this. We was straight ears only.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We was only in your ears, and, you know, you just heard a couple guys' voices talking this and talking that from the beginning. So, yeah, we could definitely celebrate that fact. Not only that, we upgraded with now video quality content, but the set, you know, all that good stuff, upgrades and everything. And, we got, you know, some great goals and, you know, targets that we're going to be hitting in 2022 as well. So.
That's right. And we added the video, and then this will be our 30th
episode.
This will be the 30th episode.
What?
That we put out on
30.
Actually, no, it's actually a little more than 30.
That.
So it's been 30. We've put out 30 episodes.
Man.
So that's 30 weeks of consistency that we've been able to put out some good content.
Yep. We've been forking it out. So if this is y'all first time listening to us, definitely go back and look in the library, you know, go down the list, find out some good ones. We may touch on a few ones in this discussion, you know, to go back and take a look and listen to. But we got some good talks and everything in the bank, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, starting off, it was a crazy season starting off. We had the whole election. We had this whole pandemic, the whole the vaccine,
insurrections and whatnot,
insurrections and all that stuff, all the stuff that the media has created as well.
Right.
So many things have gone on just in this year. You know, you think about the whole vaccine conversation that we had and how you had a certain party that this time last year didn't have the certainty in a vaccine, was telling people that they wouldn't get it, and then they're elected, and then now all of a sudden they're threatening people right? Quote unquote. I don't know if you saw some of the clips going around saying that, hey, well, vaccinated people are going to get to enjoy it, but unvaccinated people, you're going to be sick, you're going to die, you're not going to be able to enjoy your It's like, wow, it's. I don't even think we've gotten to 1 billion people dying from this thing. So
No, we have not.
I don't even know. If
Not from this.
Right. So it's like so doom and gloom. Like, you just gonna threaten people because they decide that they rather take their health more serious and get their bodies together. Because not everybody is anti-vax due to they're just going against whatever the government says or against what one party says or whatever it is. Some people just said, I take good care of my body, and so because I take good care of my body and it's in the best, it'll be able to take or handle whatever comes at it.
Whatever, naturally.
So they've made that decision, and we got to just respect people's decision. If you got the vaccine, good for you. Hey, that's what you best for you.
Respect
and
your choice. No problem.
Right. But we've had a whole year of this whole debate on whether to be vaccinated. And if you ever heard our conversation, go listen to it. It was a pretty well informed conversation. Just everybody has a choice, right? We know that only what they said 1.9% of the of people that got it are the ones that died from it, and that's a small percentage, and that's on the CDC website. So that's the first thing we were confronted with as we were, coming together, is this whole vaccine election, and then, people trying to overturn the election, and then understanding how the media has controlled and really has lied to us, but we're having a hard time believing what the lie or unbelieving the lie, because we're just so used to
the truth is always more disturbing.
Yep.
Than a lie.
Yep. So then I think we dived into Black excellence, Black matter, talking about how Black people can be successful and do things in a great way, and what that looks like, and that everybody's life that's on Earth matters.
Right. Exactly.
Everybody is cohesively important. Yep.
In the whole of how life goes around on this world.
Yep.
Yep,
we all add value. We all bring something to the table. So, we touched on that, which was really, I think we did probably a good 2 or 3 episodes on that.
Yeah, and then we, right after that, went into, which is in line with that, what we just talked about is relationship.
Yeah. Talking about the whole feminine, masculine energy and all of that stuff.
And boy, just look at what we got now, the battle of the sexes per se, which seems to be at an all-time high right now.
Exactly.
Which
has led us to actually, just to preview 2022, we're diving into marriage and family.
Yep.
Right? We're diving into marriage and family because it's important to understand what this war is really about. The battle of the sexes is really to keep us from doing the very entity that God implemented.
Exactly.
Everything that God put in place. That's what this whole thing is to do, is to keep us separated to where we're not spending time with each other. That we spend more time competing than complimenting. Right? So we're so busy fighting and arguing that things aren't being accomplished. Right? We're not amassing the wealth that we should be amassing due to the fact that we're all trying to compete. And there's more than enough money to go around for everybody to have their share.
More than enough.
God is a supplier. God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, right? He owns everything that we see. He owns it. So he gave us dominion over it. But if you even look at it, he gave us dominion in marriage. And so we've been so, fighting each other so much and not understanding what the feminine energy means, what the masculine energy means, and just being at each other's throats because, we've just had poor teaching on what marriage is. People seem to not want to get married, which is not true. That's not what statistics are showing, but that's what's being put out there. So we're diving into that because for us, for us to be raw and authentic, right? To be our authentic selves, and fulfilling purpose. Those are things that are a part of our purpose. Marriage is a part of our purpose.
Not everybody's, but it's a part of the biggest, the collective. Yes.
The collective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part because children are important,
Yep.
right? Because that's who suffers the most when marriages are not completed, are
right.
not happening. They suffer more.
Right.
While we're sitting here worrying about ourselves and our happiness, we're just like bump the kids.
Literally, that's like the language and the energy is like bump the kids, bump generations, bump anything that's coming after me. I don't even see that far.
Yep.
I don't even care about anything beyond that.
Only care about what
I'm gonna live this life YOLO.
Yep. And it's like, it's funny that, when I think KB says it, people talk about YOLO, you only live once. And then he says, but you can die twice.
Yep.
And for those that may not understand that, there is a life after this life. And that's either life or death after that. So it's either once you die, because we're all going to die eventually, right? At some point in time, we're going to have to stand before God, and there's going to be a judgment, right? Sorry if you disagree with that, but there's eternity that we're going to be in. And there's going to be either you're going to be with God or you're going to be without God. So two choices, right? It's you want to be with Him and you make that choice in this life, because you don't get to make that choice in the after this is done. So you decide you're going to be with God now, or you just decide you're going to be without Him. He's not going to force it on you. But
nope.
So we can't just YOLO. Right, and so we have
can
to
live
think
our
about
best
our
life, but we can't just YOLO.
Yep. Exactly.
We should live our best life. We should totally exhaust everything that we've been deposited and graciously gifted with.
Absolutely,
exhausted, full release. That's where we get that from.
Yep, Dr. Miles Monroe, man.
That potential, that power within that needs to be. That's when we go through hard stuff, that's what's.
Yeah.
Being in demand on what's inside to be out, you know what I'm saying? So dying empty is like one of those key things. Some of us die early.
Yep.
Some of us die longer in life. So some of us deposit those things, kind of quickly, or it's like intended to be dispersed early on in life, and some people more extended over a longer period of time.
Yep.
We all got different purposes.
And we all have different times to fulfill them.
Yep.
So, but our goal is we are to die empty.
Yep.
Die of everything that God put in us, we put it back in the earth.
That's why it's so important for us not to waste our time looking and studying someone else's path, purpose, and plans, when we need to be focused on tapping in and finding out and rediscovering our own power and potential and purpose, so that we can tap into that, give that away, okay? Not just anyway, but, releasing that gift through our talents, through gifts, through the wisdom of the Spirit, all that type of stuff. And then we are guaranteed to live an abundant life, which we are promised to live, as long as we are serving that out, giving what we've been given. Because much is given, much is required, right?
Absolutely. And that, when you keep that understanding, it helps you appreciate everything that God's given you. It gives you a level of gratefulness, of thankfulness.
Yeah.
Because again, He has a purpose for you, and He's committed to fulfilling His purpose. The question is, are you?
Exactly.
Are you content with what the status quo is? Are you content with, and it's okay, right? It's okay. He's not going to force you, but are you willing to elevate when those challenges come, right? Are you willing to push past the discomfort? Are you willing to deal with the frustration? Right, we talked about being in the valley and understanding that your valley moments really just help you for your mountaintop moments, right? Because most of the work is done in the dark. Most of the work is done in the valley.
Yep.
Right, because you're supposed to take what you have in the mountain down to the valley with you, so that as you make your journey back up the mountain, because life happens in waves. It's right, right. You say that if you get your body hooked up to a machine and there's no heartbeat, it's just flatline. So if our heartbeat is based off of peaks and valleys, so our life is the same way,
Yep.
right? And we have to. That's why discipline is important, right? Because now
Vital.
we discipline our mind, we discipline ourselves to deal with disappointment, to deal with frustrations, to deal with access. Because you need discipline in order to really know how to manage and steward any access that God gives you,
Yep.
whether it be fame, a platform, finances, anything.
Time.
You need wisdom. You need discipline to really be able to use it to where now you're contribute to the better good of the community,
Yep.
right? So all that stuff helps. But getting back, we had the feminine. We had some guests with us talking about. Had some ladies giving some insight on the whole masculine, feminine, single space, single parents, what their journeys are about or was about. So
Yep.
and it's great. And we have one of them coming back again, so we're excited about that. What else?
We
What else
tapped
did we
on
talk
this.
about?
We tapped in on with the spirituality, the manhood. What else with the?
Oh, I became a new father, so
Can't forget
we
about
talked
that.
about fatherhood
Yep.
and or going into fatherhood. We had a really good conversation about that. Because I was nervous, I was anxious. I didn't know. I thank God for the men that I have in my life telling me like you don't have to be perfect.
Right.
All you have to do is love them.
Right. You're as ready as you'll ever be.
Yep. Just
As you
love
can
them.
see.
Yep. Yep. But we'll be talking even in that family and marriage, talking about fatherhood after.
Yeah.
Right. From
Yeah.
directly after to even some kids either being old and leaving the house and just fatherhood in general. We'll be diving into that again in 2022 because again our focus is just really, man, getting that nuclear family back together and really building upon the strong foundation because that's what God built the earth on.
Right. Because if we're going to build anything, we need a unit,
Yep.
a unified unit,
Yep.
not just a group of people that are this and that. But if there's no unification, like there's no strength, there's no longevity in whatever ideas that we plan to make a better future for now and generations to come.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's like because we know that we're working against a society or world that is fighting to separate us.
Yeah.
But we have to realize who that enemy is, that it's not essentially us against us, but that the goal is unity and that there is power in all of us working together as one, separating our differences, dropping our egos, and knowing that we are truly all that we got when it comes to this world and this system and creating things and whatnot. So we gotta really tap into and really be focused on that part.
Yeah, so we have in this next one, we have some wives that'll be joining us to talk about what is the view from a wife. We have a seasoned and then a younger married, wife that'll be in that episode. And then we'll have some married men come and talk about marriage.
Yeah.
Right? We
don't hear a lot about that, so y'all want to definitely stay tuned for all of this that we got coming with that, cause
yeah, it's I mean it's gonna be good, man. We're excited. We're excited. I think in season 2 we really found ourselves.
Really definitely. We found our core. We found a better identity of this. God definitely tapped in. We really tapped in deep. What I'm saying, this year with that, especially the second half of this year, for sure. So we have a great momentum for sure going into not just 2022, but this whole series that we have
Yeah.
coming up and everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be lit.
Yeah, we after the first season was completed, and then I had my child, or my wife had my child, but
Yeah,
that whole transition, and we were like, this was our first season, first year doing this. We just wanted to put content out there, well thought out. It wasn't nothing that we were just like, hey, we're just gonna go and this is what we're gonna run with.
right.
But this season, we just really locked in on purpose.
Yeah,
And what is the purpose of this podcast? And the first episode was being the raw you, the raw authentic you. Talk about being authentically yourself, because you're the only person with your fingerprints. You're the only person that God created to be you, right? You can't be anybody else. You can only be you. You can mimic somebody as much as you want to, but it's only you.
exactly.
And then tapping into purpose, right? Because being authentically you and pursuing purpose go hand in hand.
Absolutely. Because we live in a world where they definitely want us to be, don't want us to be unified, but they want us to go down the same stream for their purpose. So knowing your individual purpose and knowing who you are to the core and accepting that, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that is key as ground before we really tap into our purpose, because you're like, okay, I know who I am now. Now the second question is, why am I here?
Yeah.
So those are two of the most important questions that you can live the life to find out that answer, to clarify that, and to be as clear with that in your everyday life as possible. So that's definitely like the vibe that we've already tapped into in our, opening and expounding on even more in the year 2022. So yeah, we are just more than ready to really
Yeah.
put it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put it all out there, really tap in a real and raw way, because, this is definitely a year of great execution. You know what I'm saying? Not just ideas, not just talks and everything, but we applying. The goal is to apply the things that God has given us and use wise wisdom,
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll probably mid or at the end of first quarter have some merch coming out. I actually just thought of an idea for a hoodie, but we'll save it for when it comes out.
Hold that thought.
Yep, hold that thought. You
Hold
guys
it.
want to wait. There's more. But, it's been so fruitful, especially these past few weeks, just diving into, what makes us better as human beings and how can we contribute to this earth, this society, everything that's going on. How can we contribute? How can we add? Not only do we get to take some things from it, but what do we add to it?
Right.
We've just really narrowed in, and we've gotten some good feedback. We got even talking about, because we're kind of going to start off talking about relationships, and what's important going into a healthy marriage is you have to let go of the toxic relationships you were in before. So we have some episodes about that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's some, like you said, we touched on the vaccine. What else in season 2 did we touch on?
Yeah, we touched on the vaccine. We touched on tapping into.
We're gonna have to have my homie back, my homie Dakota back. We did a Purpose Mates conversation, but some stuff happened with the files, so we're gonna have to have him come back and do it all over again. But we believe that's going to be super fruitful, because again, if we're going to talk about relationships, you got to get out of toxic ones to get into purposeful relationships, right? Purpose mates. You got to find your mate that matches your purpose. That's
vitally
authentic
important.
like you, that matches your purpose, so that now your collective purpose can really thrive and really add value to the community, to those that are around you, to the world. So that's super exciting. So yeah, we got so many dope things coming down.
A lot of dope things in one recent one, if you haven't heard it yet, which I think is very important that we tapped into late. 2021 is forgiveness,
Yeah,
which is that
that releasing.
because this picture. This is 2022, 2021. We can't fully go in and hang on to that bar until we can go fully.
Yep.
So that's really if we look back into the 2021 year in review, think about what you didn't let go.
Yep.
Of course, we all have like kind of like the same, somewhat or similar things that we want to elevate or expand on or have more of for the new year. First thing we got to realize that January 1st is not a magical day.
Right.
Magic does not happen at 12:01, okay, or 12.
And then I just found out, from a Jewish standpoint, a new day is any day that they decide to make a different choice in their life.
That's it.
Right.
That's
If I
it. When you
remember right.
declare a new day and you change your mind, you
Yep.
change
Change
your
everything.
direction.
Change everything.
That's your new day. So they've locked us in with time, with this calendar, into going about our lives and making certain steps at a certain time. There's people, of course, I'm a personal trainer, that said they want to start a new health journey, but they're like, I want to start on, January in January, I'm saying, oh, what's so special about January? Why? Because they have this holiday season. Everybody's so stressed out, busy, running to and there, trying to get gifts for people that they don't like or that they just want to get some validation from, to so they can feel a certain type of way. As a friend, a parent, brother, sister, whoever, and people are also getting sick this time of year, but that's another conversation as well.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a time of stress. It's a stressful time for people when you allow it to be. And I even have to admit, like I've felt some pressure lately because there's a lot going on in my life right now.
Right.
Like, even if you could hear it in my voice, I was out all last week having to rest because I caught a cold, because it was just, I went from cold temperatures to hot. My Airbnb was trash. Breathed in some stuff that I didn't need to. Lack of sleep. Right, I didn't eat right that week. Like, it was just a whole bunch of stuff. And that just helps me even understand what this whole everything going on is. If you take care of your health, you'll be able to even recover from it. Like, because the work that I put in my body before I got sick didn't keep me down longer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I feel like it's taken more for it to get out of me, but
the lingering effects.
Yeah, but it's like, my body needed rest, because your body will, we'll talk about that too. Like, you need to rest. Like, this
gotta
whole
recharge.
Grind
all
no
day.
Sleep,
Yeah,
all that stuff is your body. God took a day off.
Especially in the world we live in today,
Right.
just everything that we are exposed to around, that we just tap into, it's already high stress within itself, and then trying to grind and saying I'll forego this amount of sleep, it don't matter and all that. Yeah, that really adds up at the end of the day, and it's not the healthy path to keep chasing, because you're chasing something. If you feel like you don't need sleep, you're chasing something that you value more important than your health. You feel me? So
and it's sleep is important. God rested. So, and sometimes it's just we've been programmed to run, go, and it's like, no. Sometimes
that's just society.
You gotta honor the Sabbath, whatever day you choose.
Yeah.
Right. You gotta
One
honor
day.
your Sabbath. You gotta, even if you may not honor it for 7 days, but you need to take a week off, and just and it's hard to do, but because it's important, because your family needs you, and your body, you're no good. Your health is your wealth. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Your health is your wealth.
Yep.
Right? We even talked about stop saying new year, new me. No, just be better, period. Stop saying it. Just be better. That's all you got to do. Just be better.
Be better now.
Find that and do it incrementally. Find one small thing that you can do better and make that habit, and then just build upon it.
It's too much pressure
Excuse me.
to put it in January or
Yep.
January. It's too much
Yep.
pressure.
Yep.
That's why people start and stop because
Yep.
they don't set themselves up for success by just giving themselves room to gradually work into something.
Yep.
They're like, oh, let me just jump on. Boom. Wait a minute. I wasn't ready to do all this work. Let me jump off. Boom.
Yep.
February.
Yep. Yeah.
You feel me? So, like,
Yeah.
give yourself time. You know, your health is an everyday thing. It is not holiday substantial. It's not seasonal substantial. It's not wedding vacation. But this is something that you need daily. And if you are chasing or doing all or disregarding your health just to make some extra money, okay, see how that works when you're doing that over and over and over again to see if you actually get a chance to enjoy
Yep.
your wealth or your increase, but with no health.
Yep.
We just gotta have that balance. That's all.
Gotta have that balance. So, yeah, we got a lot coming.
A lot of good
Lot
stuff.
coming.
A lot of
Wrapping
good
up
stuff.
Season 2 and then
Yep.
jumping into season 3.
3 is that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be
we're-
that. That's gonna be that. Three's a charm.
Yep.
we really going up. We can't help but go up. You know what I'm saying? Because God's first and all this. So we just really believe and know as we're going forward that this is touching a lot of people and that we're not doing this just because, but this is very intentional. This is very purposeful, and we're really serious about, making sure that both of us are even bringing more of who we are.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Tapping into it more and more into our raw, authentic
Yeah.
selves as well. Because that's what it's about.
Yeah, my wife
More
says,
and more.
My wife says, she's like, when I listen to it, it's good seeing you. People get to see a side of you that most people don't normally get to see. And it's like,
About me.
we're
Are
having
you?
fun. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, we're just excited about what we're going into.
Yeah.
For me, man, I keep saying it. I'm really excited about this marriage and family because we even talked about sexuality and how that
Yeah,
plays a
we
part
did.
into
Yeah.
how we, that ties into how we look at marriage, right?
Very much so.
Spirituality, like who are you anchored in, right?
Mhm.
Who's your anchor? Who do you believe? I am a unashamed believer of Jesus Christ. I follow Jesus Christ. I do my best to live my life to be a example of who he is in the earth. I'm not perfect. I can be petty. I can't have an attitude, but through his shaping of my life, I'm able to just do what I do because of him. I am nothing without him. So you will hear me always profess, always proclaim. I live my life based on what Scripture says, right? And so, and I'm sure you hear it. It's not for me to be offensive to anybody. It's just who I am. This is the raw, authentic me.
Yeah, this is my brother. This is what he.
Look, and this isn't for some people. It's a show for some people. For me, this is a lifestyle. I mean, for God to take. My pastor just had his message on Sunday was love on credit. The fact that that I needed the credit of Jesus' name to be reconnected to the Father.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Right? Romans chapter 5, I believe was the text he came out of. And it was so powerful. It's like love on credit, just like how everybody's buying Christmas gifts. And it's like you think about like the layaway system when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
So most of our stuff, Christmas stuff, got put on layaway. Right. And but what layaway was, like if your parents didn't have the cash or the credit up front to pay for it, they allowed you to go back.
Right.
Right. So even in the midst of us being in our sinful natures and whatever, Jesus put his life on credit for us, so that when we decided that we just wanted to submit to him, not clean ourselves up, not anything, submit to him, his credit card was on file to where now all of our sins are wiped away.
Right. We can access the Father.
We can access the Father because of His name.
That's it.
His credit. So, yeah, I don't know where that came from, but I think somebody needs to hear that. Somebody needs to hear that.
Somebody need to hear
You
that.
know, love on credit. And as you celebrate the rest of this year, love on credit. Love those that are around you. Forgive those that despitefully use you. Pray for those that despitefully use you, that hurt you, that whatever. Pray for them. Let it go. It doesn't help you. So let that go. Go into 2022 as the best version of yourself. Improve each and every day. Live your life to find out what your purpose is, and then authentically live in it. Be who you are, not what you believe you have to be for people. And don't be the lie that you even tell yourself. You know there's a real you and a you that you made up. Be the real you, right? Be the real you.
Takes courage.
Those things that you know that aren't right, that's in you, take them to the Father and allow Him to work on you and deal with you on those things so that you could be the best version of yourself for Him so that He can get the glory out of your life. Because that's what this is all about, is Him getting the glory, us honoring and living for Him. So, yeah, so we look forward to seeing you guys in 2022. It's our last episode of the year. We thank God for this present. So, until then, guys, enjoy your year. It's your boy, Zay.
And it's your boy, Rashad.
And this is the Raw on Purpose podcast.
Keep tapping in.
Tapping. Tap into your purpose. Tapping. Check it. They act as if we see, no hear, no speak, no evil. They act as if we see, no hear, no speak, no evil. We tapping into purpose.